Hello, today we're talking about Mikvah. This is a living body of water, or water that's connected to a living body of water, like the sea that's living. It's always active and moving. And the Mikvah is a pool, a small pool that is used for spiritually purifying both people and dishes, and we're going to look at it a little bit now. So every traditional religion uses water in some way to mark a transformation, and the way that we most famously use it is, or think about water in our ancient storytelling, is that when the Israelite people left Egypt, they came through the Reed Sea, or the Red Sea, from a slave mentality toward the possibility of freedom. The water was used for that transformative purpose. This idea of using a mikvah is noted in Torah and discussed later in rabbinic commentaries as part of this separation between a traditional heterosexual married couple. When the woman is menstruating, she separates physically from her husband, and then when menstruation and a waiting period of time is finished, she dunks in the mikvah and says a blessing. There's a lot of physical preparation that happens before the actual mikvah, a kind of a physical cleaning, so that the ritual itself is considered more of a spiritual purification. Before the dunk, the woman is in a state called Tme'ah, and afterwards a state called Tehorah. And these are often mistranslated as impure and pure. So I thought we'd explore a few different ways of looking at what other meanings those words might have. So most commonly the mikvah is used for this marking of this monthly cycle, and it's also used for converts to Judaism, for brides before the night of the wedding, mostly one night before. It's also used after, when blood ceases from a childbirth, when one is changing one's name, recovering from an illness, sometimes before Shabbat and certain Chagim festivals, especially Yom Kippur. And the mikvah has been reclaimed largely in the non-Orthodox world, but also in the Orthodox world too, for broader reasons, such as prior to being called to the Torah for the first time, before or after surgery, ending a destructive or abusive relationship, on the occasion of being ordained as a rabbi, or becoming a grandparent, or reaching a significant age, also for survival of rape, and for coming out. And more people are finding new ways of honouring rituals in their life through the mikvah. What's common in all of the ways that the mikvah is used is that there is a change of status, there is a change of both mentality and physicality, and way of self-identifying before and after the mikvah. And it also is a ritual that allows for some time and space to acknowledge this change. It can be like going to a mini retreat for an evening. So to look at some different ways of understanding Tameh and Tahor, the Center for Jewish Life.org had this great definition of Tameh as spiritually contagious. That is, that during menstruation one is vulnerable spiritually to more of what's out there, and therefore is considered a time to be more private and inward looking, whereas Tahor is this unadulterated, pure, reborn, ready to embrace the world kind of state. That Tameh is this time to gather forces in and to be on one's own kind of retreat, whereas Tahor, being in a Tahora state, means that we're available to others in many ways. I've also seen the idea that Tameh is being sometimes in a state of separation from God, from godliness. You know, it might be a time that we're questioning or doubting more, so it might not be actually connected to the physical blood flow, but more a Tameh way of thinking that kind of breaks us from spirit. And Tahor is a mindset that wants to be more devoted to the Creator. Tameh is, according to Heather Paul on her blog, says that it's a time where we're ritually unready, where we're in a holding space. So not every moment in life is full of action, and certainly many people, when they experience their cycles, the menstruation, there's a wanting to be very still and quiet and not have to move too much, whereas the Tahor state is ready to embrace all again. There's a wonderful website called Mayim Chaim. It's MAYYIMHAYYIM.org, and this is a beautiful site for a beautiful mikvah that is really inclusive of many kinds of people who might otherwise be lacking some inclusion into the traditional mikvahot, specifically for people who have physical disabilities, and it's really showing the way that mikvah can be more embracing to all kinds of people. One thing that I really connect with is this kind of when you're inside the mikvah, there's a kind of moving into a fetal position, and indeed there's a feeling of being like in the womb again. There's this very beautiful silence inside the mikvah, and it can really be an amazing opportunity to set one's own kavanah, one's own intention for the month to come. So whether you're a regular mikvah user or you'll find a way to reclaim it in your own way, it's a place where you can make a spiritual splash.